Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Warrior Commission Now. And this is where we talk about practical ways to live your Warrior Commission now in your daily life, in your day-to-day moments, and just practically be able to live that life in a way that brings joy and blessing and connection with the Lord. So I'm Christine Casten.
And I'm Sharon Rudolph.
And we are just having a series of conversations. We've shared on some of our other chats that this is just something that came from conversations that we've been having for the last several years. And we thought, hey, let's share these because these are really good. they're too good to keep. So we just want to share them. And we just really feel like as we have these conversations that you're going to be able to join in with us and hopefully draw some different tools, spiritual tools, different things that you can apply to your life, and hopefully even today. So this is this particular video chat is going to cover a topic called courage to run. And so we are looking at the courage that it takes to, run the race, press on toward the mark, as it says in the Bible. So we have talked about Get Your Brave On, which is another video chat that we've had. And that one was really about risk. But this one's a little bit different. This one's a little bit more about what it is to walk in courage or to have courage in you as you walk your journey. So one of the things we wanted to talk about was just the choice of courage. So Sharon, what would you like to share about the choice we have to have courage?
Courage is the kind of thing, when we see it, we know it, but to put words to it and make it tangible, okay, you can set up a workout. I need my legs to be stronger, so I'm going to go do these exercises to get stronger legs, or I need to be able to have more endurance, so I'm going to walk more every day. With courage, how do you set up a routine, an exercise routine, if you will, to increase your courage? And one of the things that the Bible talks about is we become what we behold. Mm-hmm. And in the beholding who God is,
yes,
and his nature and how he does things, it amplifies our courage. It builds our courage. And in Philippians 4, Paul writes about praying without ceasing, and that your mind needs to be focused on the things of God, what's lovely and what's just and what's pure. And these are, if you will, workouts you can do to help strengthen your courage muscle. So you have courage to start and you have courage to endure.
Yeah.
So Christine, what's your courage workout?
My courage workout. Well, and I think some of it is making that choice to maybe say, hey, God, what I want in this moment isn't necessarily the best thing. And just to say, God, what do you want to happen in this moment? Because a lot of times the courage, I think, comes in those little choices and those chances or I guess little choices that we make to say, God, what's your will in this? And to step into that. And there's something that happens in making that choice, in being submissive or being humble before the Lord and putting him first in that place. And as we do that, we build faith in him and trust in him, which I believe does give us more courage to run.
Yes.
So when he asks us to step into things that are bigger risks, to get our brave on in those risks, I think that there's an opportunity there that has been laid. We have the courage to do that because we've laid the foundation or the workout, if you will, to exercise our courage in the day-to-day, in the moment by moment.
Yes.
And so I think that's part of how we do make the choice toward courage, to lay down our immaturity, to
Yes.
say it's not all about me.
What? It's not?
It's
What?
not all about me. And just to say, hey, God, what is it that you want to bring forward? And then knowing that I think God will place courage in us to do it. So,
Yes.
and we'll talk about that more in a minute, but when we go from the choice of courage, I think that puts us in a place of strengthening our courage,
Yes.
which, is like you said, in Philippians 4, I think another verse you talked about was the one about being pulled in different directions.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about that just a little bit, with what that looks like, or what that verse was and why you felt reminded about that particular one?
Yes. And I love how when you were talking about the submitting in the moment with the little choices, that really is praying without ceasing. It's
Exactly.
our ongoing conversation with God throughout the day. That prayer isn't something you do for 15 minutes to have a quiet time. It's a conversation with God.
It is.
About the little things. So Philippians 4:6, and this is the Passion Translation, says, don't be pulled in different directions or worried about a thing. Be saturated in prayer throughout each day, offering your faith-filled requests before God with overflowing gratitude. Tell him every detail of your life. Then God's wonderful peace that transcends human understanding will make the answers known to you through Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what an amazing possibility sitting before us in the everyday choice. In the world that we live in, there's so much to be anxious about. There's so many questions. There's so many what ifs. Everything feels unstable. And yet, all we have to do is put our requests before God with gratitude. And he's going to provide what we need. He's going to provide the courage. He's going to provide an answer. He's going to tell us where to put our foot next in those little things as we put into practice the choice of our focus.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Do you have a favorite story about that?
Well, I think life life story, too long to go into here. But I think that for me, what I've found is that courage doesn't mean I don't have initial fear in a moment. Like
Amen.
or concern, or kind of have to take a moment to stand back and process, and just say, okay, God, you're asking me for this. This is, I want to say yes to you. I'm already saying yes, but now give me the courage, place the courage in me to walk this journey. And especially when you know you're stepping into some hard times or some hard seasons, whether they're personal, the courage to face some of the personal challenges that you've faced in your life, some of the hurts, the wounds, things like that, or the courage to walk out in your commission, what God has put in front of you in that moment. There's a moment where you gather that courage in.
Yes.
And when you gather that courage in, that's where God places in you, and builds on the foundation that you've already laid in the trust and the faith that you have in him because of his past ways of showing up, and
Yes.
hopefully as you journey more with him, you see that more and more.
Yes.
And then you are able to move into that. So we kind of get into that choice and that habit of saying yes to God in that process, know by faith that the courage will come in the moment and that he'll empower us in that.
Yes. Yes. And I love I love being able to go to the Bible and you see it over and over again. And there are people like Caleb and Joshua who saw from God's perspective instead of seeing from the world's perspective. They were able to lay down the world's perspective and see from God's. And it doesn't hurt to ask, okay, God, I'm feeling X. And if you gave courage to Joshua and Caleb, maybe you could help me out with some courage today. It's just a real in the moment conversation with God. And then you get to watch and see how he shows up, because he always does. He always does. Maybe not instantly. God's usually not instant, but he does show up in that place.
He does.
Because so much of it is the process.
Yes.
Courage to run comes out of our daily process. So
exactly. And that's, I think, a lot of what we train in the Warrior Commission. You know, we're really training in how do you walk out your commission? How do you live what God has already given you, you know, what he's already commissioned you into? And I think that as what we've seen is in this community, in the Warrior Commission, the people who really diligently engage in their training and invest in it are the ones who become very courageous in their walks. And, you know, and so that to me, it's not just a theory, it's a reality. And we see God placing courage in people and giving them and us the courage to run the race and to run it in a way that really honors him and develops through relationship with him, you know, because I think that's ultimately why we're here, is to know him better, you know.
Yes.
But we are out of time. And so I, again, you just, you know, keep going.
Fine.
Love that. But I want to thank everyone for joining us today. It is time, unfortunately, to bring our chat to a close, but there will be more. So we post our chats on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we also have our live chat at 7:30 Pacific time AM on YouTube. So we would love for you to join us for that. But for more about the Warrior Commission, go to thewarriorcommission.com and discover why, as each person invests in engaging with us, they will ultimately find and walk out with courage their Warrior Commission. So we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining us. And you guys now know how to have the courage to run. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.